Hi, some thoughts for today, the Feast of St. James. It's amazing, isn't it, how much sporting effort ends up with a cup. Weeks or days of competition, all geared to being able to lift the cup, the FA Cup, the Ryder Cup, cups given on school sports days or at the end of season cricket or football dinners. All that hard work to bring home the cup. Apparently in ancient times, the winners celebrated victory with a special drink, which obviously needed a cup. The cup then had to have two handles, one for you to handle as winner, and the other to be offered to the victor next time, so that the cup could be passed on. Today, Jesus and his companions are on their way to Jerusalem for the last time. As we read today, there is no doubt that James and his brother John were up for the cup. Well, if they weren't, they had an ambitious mother behind them who said they ought to be. They wanted to get their hands on the cup. They wanted to lift it high for all to see and then to keep hold of it. They sought to have the best seats in the kingdom, their power and their status assured. Jesus replies that he does not know the seating arrangements in the kingdom, but instead offers them a cup and asks them whether they will be able to drink the cup that he is going to drink. Without really knowing what sort of cup Jesus was talking about, they replied that they can drink the same cup. It was perhaps years later, in 44 AD, as Herod Agrippa's soldiers approached James, that he may have heard Jesus' message again. Can you drink the cup that I must drink? He may have reflected on his enthusiastic reply all those years ago without really knowing what he was agreeing to. Now, as the soldiers advanced towards him with swords in hand, intent on his murder, perhaps it was a more subdued, fearful response that said, "Yes, Lord, I shall try." So what sort of cup was it that Jesus offered to James? Was it a cup of victory and celebration, or was it a cup of defeat and all the resulting pain and disappointment? Was it a cup sweet to the taste, or did it have a bitter taste? The cup that Jesus speaks about today to James and John is neither about victory nor about defeat, but is a symbol of life filled with all its joys and sorrows. Have a think for a moment about your mugs or cups in your kitchen. You know exactly where they are, and many will hold memories of where they were discovered or purchased. Maybe there are a few favourites, or maybe just one particular favourite. My first cup of tea in the morning at Burrion was my Wake Up with Wogan mug. It was plain to begin with, but add hot water and images of Terry and his team appeared. However, all your mugs have shared both sad and happy times with you. When someone wants to chat, out come the mugs. After a busy day, a cup of tea. The cup stands waiting to be filled, to be held, to refresh, to soothe, to invigorate. They wait to receive any kind of drink, hot or cold, and they are happy to be cleaned, washed, and ready to both receive and give again. This is the cup that Jesus is offering, not only to James and John, but to you and me as well. God in Jesus wants to use us in the way we use our own cups or mugs at home. He does not want us just to look pretty on the shelf, but to be available, to share whatever the situation has in store. It may be to share joy and celebration, but also it may sometimes filled with pain or heartache. God in Jesus wants us to be able to share the situations, be ready like a cup, to be able to both give and receive, to be a source of comfort, of shared solace and companionship. He wants us to be ready to receive any kind of situation with those who come our way. God in Jesus wants us to be a source of compassion and comfort. Then he wants us to be ready to be washed and cleansed by God's mercy and love. The chalice, the cup, stands in the heart of our communion service and symbolizes all our joys and sorrows that Jesus drank to the very dregs. That is the cup Jesus offered to James and now to us. Can you drink the cup? Travel safe, pilgrim.